So I don't actually hate Red cameras, I just clickbaited the hell out of this. This video was originally supposed to be Red versus Arri Alexa, which is probably one of the biggest, most common requests I've been getting, but we weren't able to make the video. Okay, so we were able to pull off a couple of side-by-side comparisons, and if you saw my video on which camera shot the Oscar-nominated films, then you know that if you're gonna shoot digital, you're probably gonna end up with Red or Arri. If you're planning on shooting a project on one of these cameras or buying one of these cameras, it's a pretty big deal that you pick the right camera. I really wanna make sure that the Arri versus Red video is legit. I wanna test out everything with matching lenses in low light, in daylight, in backlighting situation, the dynamic range, everything. Sorry it's so messy back there. I'm trying to pack for a 10-day shoot over in Latvia and I leave tomorrow. I really should be packing right now, but I'm filming a YouTube video instead. Anyways, we were getting a couple of test shots in a hotel room, and while we were recording, the Red suddenly shut off and froze. I couldn't get it back on. We tried everything. We tried swapping out the cards, the battery, the lenses, everything we can possibly think of to cause that issue, and it just wouldn't turn on. So here is the biggest problem with Red cameras, is its instability. This camera just shut off on me mid-take, but now it's not booting back up. And things like this kind of happen with this Red. And if you're gonna shoot on a Red, this is the kind of things you kind of have to be ready to troubleshoot. And if you're on a set and you're burning through thousands of dollars an hour, this is not the type of problem you wanna be facing. Like, to be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this camera back on until I send it back to Red support, which is a really stressful situation. I mean, imagine if you were traveling for a shoot and you brought this Red out and then it stopped working, then you could be in a lot of trouble. Again, like if I were to depend my life on a project, I would definitely go with this thing, because Arri is a 100-year-old company and they are just like rock solid. Does that mean I'm supposed to send it to Red?
It means you should throw it away.
Okay. We were not shooting an action scene where there were explosives or dust flying anywhere. We were in a very comfortable hotel room.
We're just on a bed, just like chilling.
It's the most comfortable thing you could be shooting, and then it just stops recording and does this kind of stuff.
Well, my A7S, I spent $2,000 on that. Never had an overheating issue, never had a firmware problem, nothing.
Like, this is an 80D, and I have put this thing through hell, and it has never given me any issues. Like, this is just really, really frustrating.
If you show up on set with your own gear and it doesn't work, yeah, I would be shocked if I ever got invited back. This is a really good way to not get hired again.
And this is literally not turning back on. It's saying save log and send to Red. After 20-30 minutes of trying to get it back on, we just gave up. We left, and then we came back a few hours later, and then suddenly it felt like working again. I mean, it's scary, but at least it started working again. The next day we tried to get a few more studio lighting shots, and about 10 minutes in, it just started doing it again. What the f? Son of a bitch.
So disappointing.
Yeah? We always knew that Red had really bad reliability, but this is just disappointing to just like actually be trying to shoot something and it's not turning on. This might be one of the other reasons why every time a big production shoots on Red, they have like 5 Reds sitting around. Just an example, we're about to go do a 10-day shoot. Imagine if we took this camera all the way to Latvia and this happened. It would be a total mess. We were honestly really excited to do this side-by-side comparison for you guys, but like, yeah. It is coming soon though. I've had the same Canon T2i for over 8 years and it still runs without a single issue, except for some cosmetic things since I kind of beat it up. I have an FS700 that I've had for about 6 years, 0 problems. Also have a C100 Mark II that's almost 3 years old, probably thousands of hours of recording time on it by now, and 0 problems. The Red, on the other hand, I've had for about 4 months. It crashes once every few months, but something just minor, like it'll just stop recording in the middle of a take and then shut off or overheat or whatever. And that's just something that Red's always just kind of struggled with. It's about 4 months old and it's essentially just turned into an expensive rock. Luckily, it's still in the 1-year warranty, so I'm gonna ship it back and it should be covered by warranty. But without the warranty, I mean, that's probably a fat bill. I've shot a dozen projects with the Arri Alexa and I've never ran into an issue except for once I've had this thing act up on me. I don't really love this viewfinder. We'll talk more about that later. But even when that happened, the camera was still able to record. It didn't completely shut down the shoot. Also, this guy on Instagram has an Alexa Mini that crashed in a drone accident. It cracked open, water got in, but it dried out and started working just fine the next day. I mean, that's crazy. I don't hate my Red, well, not always at least. Now, I have a lot of respect for Red. They are disrupting the pro camera industry, and obviously they're doing something right, because I was aware of their instability issues and I still bought one. And these Red cameras seem to keep coming out all the time. It seems like they release one and then just like a year later, they're like, oh, here's another 3 that we came out with. And that's awesome because they're innovating so fast, but at the same time, time, they haven't perfected one camera that's super stable yet. And to me, that's just a little weird because people who are shooting on red cameras are generally professionals, and professionals need to rely on their gear. I'm just a little bit sketched out at how fast my red just stopped working. Luckily, this Latvia project is shooting on 2 of these Aries, so I'm not super stressed out. But if we were shooting on my red, this would be really, really stressful because it would have stopped working right before a big shoot. See how long I've been ranting? The sun's already like going down. So yeah, after hours and hours of troubleshooting, I still can't get this thing to work. I gotta ship this guy in before I can make a proper Alexa versus Red video. But we're gonna try to make sure that this Alexa versus Red video is legit. I don't know why I decided to just hang this camera on my doorknob. Gio's directed a feature film in Italy and he shot it on the Red. What was your experience?
It was fantastic if you like the camera freezing on you all the time. It was a good half an hour where the camera was not responding at all. You weren't able to look at the footage, you weren't able to do anything. So for 30 minutes, I didn't know if we were gonna be able to continue shooting our feature film. We were in Naples, Italy, and there was only like 2 Reds in the whole country, and they're both being used.
All right, we gotta get back to work. All the architecture here is insane. Like, look at that building right there. Look at that. It's beautiful. I realize this video probably makes it sound like I hate red cameras, which I definitely don't. There's a lot of good things about them, but regardless, it still kind of sucks when one of the most expensive things you own keeps breaking on you. And it's kind of like having a crush on a girl that doesn't really like you back. I've never experienced that though. I got this coffee like 2 minutes ago and it's already cold. Oh, I miss the California beach weather. We're getting murdered by this jet lag though. We keep taking like micro naps throughout the day and it's pretty rough. By the way, out of those brief sample clips, were you guys able to figure out which one is which camera, the Red or Airy, camera A or camera B? Let me know if you guys have a guess. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys right now. I'm gonna try to get some warmth before I freeze to death. My fingers that's holding this camera is literally about to fall off. Everybody's wearing boots and everything and I'm just wearing just these sneakers. We bought a bunch of sparkling water. No one wants to drink it, so I'm just gonna shake this, turn this into regular water. Thanks for tuning in. Oh shoot.